Top 10 Uganda destinations great for safari. Number 1. Queen Elizabeth National Park. Uganda's most famous safari destinations protect the highest number of animals. Some of the best to see on safari include hippos cooling off their massive bodies in the Kazinga Channel, elephant parades, lion prides, leopards, hyenas, Uganda cobs, and the chimpanzee troop in the Kayambura Gorge Forest. The park is easy to reach and enjoys a stunning location on the Rift Valley floor between Lakes Edward and George. Varied habitats epitomize the Rift Valley vegetative mosaic that tempted our hominid ancestors to migrate from forest to grasslands and are home to 95 mammal and 612 bird species. Number 2. Murchison Falls National Park. Voted second on our top 10 Uganda destinations is Murchison Falls National Park, which sits on the shores of Lake Albert in northwestern Uganda. It's known for the rumbling Murchison Falls, the most powerful falls where the Victoria Nile River squeezes through a 7-meter narrow gap to splash out powerful water at 300 cubic meters per second. Murchison Falls National Park is endowed with big game, including elephants and hippos, and you could catch sight of the chimpanzee in the Kanyiyo Padidi mahogany forest. Number 3. Bwindi Impenetrable National Park. The name Bwindi comes from the local word Mbwindi, meaning place of darkness. The thick forest canopy blankets the forest floors, creating an environment for plants to highly compete for light and an impenetrable jungle for humans. Thus the name Bwindi Impenetrable Forest. Bwindi Impenetrable Forest is the best place in the world to see mountain gorillas up close. Spending a once-in-a-lifetime moment up close with these critically endangered forest giants is an unforgettable experience any traveler should include on their travel bucket list. Bwindi Impenetrable Forest protects about half of all the mountain gorillas globally, with 4 sectors well positioned on the park boundaries to make sure you don't miss any opportunity to see the mountain giants. Number 4. Entebbe, Kampala. Entebbe town and Kampala city make the top 10 destinations in Uganda list mainly because one is the nation's cultural and business hub, Kampala, while the other, Entebbe, is the only hub connecting Uganda to other international cities. Kampala is linked to Entebbe's international airport by a smooth-surfaced highway passing through a lush cover of broad-leaved plantains that make for a fascinating introduction to Uganda. Entebbe's attractions to see include Uganda Wildlife Education Center, commonly known as the Zoo, which will give you a great introduction to most of Uganda's wildlife you'll find in the countryside. Number 5. Kibale National Park. Stepping into Kibale Forest, you will immediately be welcomed by the dew freshness, endemic flowers fragrance, and primates musty scents. The alien sounds that bounce off your eardrums echo from distant red colobus hoots and exotic birds' tweets. The most popular activity in Kibale National Park is the guided chimpanzee tracking excursion out of Kenyanshu. Almost as popular is the guided walking trail through the Bigodi Wetland Sanctuary, which is probably better for general monkey viewing and one of the finest birding trails in the country. Number 6. Lake Mburo National Park. Lake Mburo is an underrated Uganda safari destination, dominated by the eponymous lake, which, with its forest-fringed shores hemmed in by rolling green hills, is scenically reminiscent of the more celebrated Lake Naivasha in the Kenyan Rift Valley. Number 7. Jinja, source of the Nile. A great selection of accommodation choices sprouts around the city, allowing any traveler to spend a night in this colonial town. From hippie hostels to luxury travel lodges, you can't fail to get where to spend your night in Jinja. A trip to any of the top Uganda destinations without visiting the source of the mighty Nile River will leave you with unfinished business guilt. It would be best if you extended your stay in Uganda to visit Jinja City. Number 8. Lake Bunyonyi. The lake is large and irregularly shaped with numerous islands and the surrounding hillsides, which locals have beautifully cultivated like parts of Nepal. The area is vibrant with activities like canoeing, cycling, or hiking. Active travelers will be excited that the easy availability of canoes, kayaks, and mountain bikes for hire, and enough potential excursions to keep one busy for days. Number 9. Kidepo National Park. Of all the top 10 destinations in Uganda, Kidepo Valley is the most remote and unusual. It is crammed in the northwestern corner of Uganda's border with Kenya and South Sudan, which would take approximately 10 hours to drive 292 miles from Kampala to Kidepo on the newly paved road. Number 10. Rwenzori National Park. We couldn't talk about the top 10 destinations in Uganda without including something for the adventure seekers. Uganda has something for every kind of traveler, even extreme hikers too. The Rwenzori is the highest mountain range in Africa. Its loftiest peaks, Margarita, 5,109 m, and Alexandra, 5,083 m, on Mount Stanley are exceeded in altitude elsewhere in Africa only by Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya. The Rwenzori Mountains are unique among East Africa's major peaks in that they are not volcanic in origin. Still, they do rise directly from the Rift Valley floor, and their formation, like that of Kilimanjaro in Kenya, was linked to the geological upheaval that created the rift. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. You are the best. That's all for today, just a pic from so much that the country brags about.